And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the live stream. We got a nice three-gamer on a Sunday night. Surprisingly, pretty exciting. So excited to get into the breakdown as always. We got quite a bit of injury news here across the board as well. Some big increases in usage, specifically on the Charlotte Hornets side of things, which we'll talk about here as we go along. And try to figure out some ways to get different. We are waiting on some pretty key injury news, most notably Trae Young. So we'll be certainly keeping an eye on that news. That could certainly shake things up in the slate if we get confirmation that he's out. And then there's a few other people in that game as well. Kevin Huerter listed as questionable. We're also dealing with Cam Reddish still be listed as questionable as well. He's been listed as questionable like the last 3 games. He hasn't been able to return yet. There's a possibility that he returns. So some injury news that we're still waiting on that could certainly shake up the slate. That would be giving a little bit more usage or, some values. So that's certainly worth noting. But for the most part, I think we're feeling pretty confident about who we're going to overall. So welcome in. Patrick says, good luck tonight, everyone. Patrick, welcome into the stream, man. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Maybe watching some football. I know that there's probably quite a few people here filing in that have been having their eyes glued to the television all day. So we're here to talk about a little bit of basketball, though. So, as always, I'll do a little bit of a game-by-game breakdown. I will kick things off with letting you know the sponsor of the stream in Parlay Play. If you guys haven't tried out Parlay Play yet, I just started this new challenge called the KJK DFS Parlay Play Bankroll Challenge. Last night, we went 1-1, and we still doubled our bankroll. So, that's a little bit of a sign as to how there's some money to be won over here on Parlay Play. I'm really excited about this partnership, and I'm really excited about playing on the format. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I'm going to continue to try to stay hot tonight. So my 2 picks tonight on Parlay Picks. The first is going to be in that Charlotte Hornets game and the Atlanta Hawks game. I like the over for both Gordon Hayward and John Collins. That's going to be a very fast, up-tempo game in that first one. So that's the first one I think that you guys could certainly cash in over there on Parlay Play tonight. And the second is going to be Christian Wood and Jonas Valanciunas in that Rockets-New Orleans Pelicans game, 29.5 and 33.5 parlay points. I think that that's some easy money to be won as well. So excited to lock those in. I already did myself. And we just got confirmation that Cam Reddish is ruled out. So right off the bat, we got some injury news coming in. But yeah, head on over to Parlay Play. Use my link below in the description, or use code KJK003 to get $10 in risk-free bets. And then you also get a deposit match up to $50 when you head on over there. And like I said, I already locked those 2 picks in, so I'll put it on the screen here. For my entries, I do have those picks locked in the $5 a piece, so I'm going to try to triple those up and turn that $5 into $15 for each of those picks. And just to prove I put those in, put it up on the screen here for you guys. So certainly looking forward to improving the bankroll on this challenge. If you guys want to go ahead and deposit, you can play more than $5 and make even more money. So if you're interested, check it out. But like I just said, we got confirmation on Cam Reddish being ruled out. So maybe some more Atlanta Hawks news is going to be filing in here sooner rather than later. That would certainly help us in breaking down this 3-gamer. For the time being, though, let's get into it. So with Cam Reddish being out, that's going to open up some more usage on the Atlanta side for Trae Young, of course, if he's in. But Kevin Huerter, Danilo Gallinari, Lou Williams, DeLon Wright. Lou Williams' minutes have been really capped, so I'd say the ones I'm getting most excited about would be DeLon Wright and Danilo Gallinari, and those 2 guys would become much more prominent plays if we do get confirmation that Kevin Huerter is indeed out as well. So certainly something to keep an eye on. If Kevin Huerter is in, he becomes the top candidate with there being no Cam Reddish. He's going to be the main guy getting all the usage, so he would become the top priority. He is priced up a little bit more than those other guys for a good reason. Going to get more minutes, more usage. So Kevin Huerter is certainly an interesting option. And we just got a confirmation that Trae Young and Kevin Huerter are both game time decisions. So we're not going to get that news right now. Probably a little bit more towards the 6 o'clock lock time. So certainly keep your eyes on that news, because that can certainly shake some things up here. But on the other side of this game, the Charlotte side is just going to be absolute smash plays. There's no LaMelo Ball. There's no Terry Rozier. If you watched my video earlier, PJ Washington is my lock of the night on both websites. He's just too cheap. DraftKings, they got him priced at 5.7. Over here on FanDuel, they've got him priced at 6K. He should be able to surpass that price tag very easily in this role. And as mentioned, in a very up-tempo game. I mean, this game comes in right now with a 222.5 over-under. It's an 8-point spread in favor of Atlanta, so that's the only thing that's a little bit scary. It could possibly turn into a blowout, and if you've been playing NBA DFS all season long, you know there has been a ton of blowouts. It has not exactly been fun. Because if you get exposure, a bunch of exposure to a game that's going to blowout, obviously, your guys aren't going to quite have the same upside that they would if the game stayed close. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but just going to have to kind of roll with the punches. And hope that this game stays close, and I think it will. An 8-point spread isn't exactly the worst in the world, so I think we can kind of roll with it. I feel pretty confident that this game's going to stay close throughout. So that'd be my approach here. PJ Washington is my lock of the night, so I certainly like him a lot. And then as far as anyone else on the Charlotte side, I like these other guys too. I'm going to definitely have a lot of interest in Miles Bridges. I'm going to have a lot of interest in Gordon Hayward, Kelly Oubre as well, with these injuries going on right now. So they're certainly candidates to see more run and candidates that I would be willing to play in my DFS lineups. And really, when you look at the depth of these teams, I mean, they don't really have anywhere else to go. They're going to have to play these guys a bunch of minutes. This total has dropped to a 220 now, so I got to update that. I didn't put the odds in my spreadsheet, but I'll have that updated. I do have it updated over here on my premium content on the other monitor I have, but just so you know, that the total has gone down a little bit, but still going to be a tremendous game environment. It's a 7-point spread now, so certainly going to have a lot of interest in targeting this game. And like I said, it's all going to start on this Charlotte Hornets side, with there being no LaMelo Ball, with there being no Terry Rozier. Miles Bridges, Gordon Hayward, Kelly Oubre, PJ Washington all become top plays. And then you can also be taking a hard look to Ish Smith, who's priced very reasonably across the industry, who's could possibly getting the start. We haven't got the confirmation on the starting lineup yet, but when we do, I'm sure that Ish Smith is probably going to be in there, and he should get quite a bit of run. So Ish Smith certainly making a bunch of sense to me as a value play for sure as well. And then overall, I just think that this Charlotte Hornets team should be a very big top priority for you on this slate tonight. So that would be my approach there in this first game for sure. And then moving further along on this slate, Washington, Toronto is going to be the second game. Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes, all going to be great plays as well, because they're going to need their services. With there being no OG Anunoby, they're going to be getting a bunch of usage and a bunch of opportunities. So they're certainly going to make a lot of sense for me in my tournament lineups as well, and could be certainly targeting them. But like I said, with the Charlotte Hornets team just offering so much value right now, I'm a little bit skeptical that I'm going to have too much interest in this second game. So as far as my top options, I really like Fred VanVleet over on FanDuel, where he's at a much discount on DraftKings. They've got him priced at 9.2. Over on FanDuel, he's only 7.9. So that's some pricing discrepancies there for you to take into account, because Fred VanVleet's just way cheaper over here on FanDuel. So you're going to have to kind of take that into account when you're building your lineups, obviously, depending upon the site you're playing on. Like him on both websites, but I have a lot more interest in him over on FanDuel specifically. And that's something that I would start off with right off the bat. We did get confirmation that Cam Rush is out, so I'm going to have to make a little bit of an adjustment to my projections over here. But Fred VanVleet certainly making some sense to me. The Prince says, what's up, guys? Welcome in, The Prince. How you doing, man? Who do you pick out of Miles Bridges, Beal, VanVleet, and Siakam, the claw says? I'd go with Miles Bridges because of that big bump up in usage with these guys on the Charlotte Hornets being out. So he would be my favorite play there. Class says, smack the like button. Yeah, guys, we're trying to get up to 20 likes. If you could hit that like button, that would be greatly appreciated. 20 likes going to be the goal on all of these live streams. So that would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, this second game, not going to have nearly as much interest as I did in the when I was talking about the Charlotte Hornets game. So not quite as intriguing to be playing these guys for the most part. So just keep your eyes on that. Looks like we got some more guys tuning in, so let me know if you have any more questions. The New Orleans Pelicans Houston game, Christian Wood with Kevin Porter Jr. out is going to be a tremendous play, and I certainly do like him quite a bit here, so he'd be someone that I'm certainly willing to go to in my tournament lineups. And yeah, someone that I would definitely be wanting to, factor into my lineup, so he's someone that I'm looking to. And as far as anyone else on the Houston Rockets side of things, outside of Christian Wood, Jayshawn Tate's also the other guy. So Jayshawn Tate, Christian Wood, really going to be the top candidates here to get a big bump up in usage. So they're the ones that I'd be looking to on the Houston side of things as my main candidates. But you could also be taking a look to an Eric Gordon as well, because he should get a big bump up in usage With there being no Kevin Porter Jr., he could possibly be a candidate to get some more increased usage, more increased run, etc. So he's certainly someone that you could be taking a hard look to in your tournament lineups as well. The clause has Montrezl Harrell, Eric Gordon, Kevin Huerter, or Ish Smith. That's a tough question, man. Definitely not Montrezl Harrell. Kevin Huerter, we still need confirmation that he's in the game. Eric Gordon and Ish Smith. I like both those guys, so I would probably lean towards Eric Gordon on that list, but we also just are waiting on some confirmation. Like if Ish Smith is confirmed as a starter, that's going to make me feel a little bit more confident about it here, so that's certainly something that you're going to want to be keeping your eyes on. And, yeah. So, Jayshawn Tate, going to be a great play here. Christian Wood. Jonas Valanciunas on the other side, I think it's a tremendous play. 9K on DraftKings on FanDuel. I think that Jonas Valanciunas, once again, is a guy that's underpriced over here. So, that's certainly something that I would be taking a hard look to. Jonas Valanciunas priced at 8K. So he's going to make a lot of sense to me on FanDuel as well. Just underpriced is what I'm trying to get at here. So he's another guy I'll be looking to quite a bit here. And he is, you know, Christian Wood and Jonas Valanciunas. I picked both of those as my over my parlay play. So obviously I like them quite a bit. And then Eric Gordon, as the claw I just mentioned, is going to be a pretty decent value play in the mid-range. So he's certainly someone that I would be looking to as well. No issues with you going to him. And as far as anyone else on the Rockets, you could be possibly taking a look down to a value play in Brooks. Armani Brooks should be getting some more minutes, some more playing time as well. I think he's a little bit of an all-or-nothing play, though. A little bit more on the risky side, but he's certainly a viable guy that you could be looking to. And like I said, on the early game here, we're kind of still waiting on some more news. Cam Reddish being out certainly is going to give a bump up to a Kevin Huerter if we do get confirmation that he's in. It's also going to give a bump up to a Danilo Gallinari. And, also a DeLon Wright. So some more value opening up in this first game. But yeah, only a 3-gamer here. Cody Martin's also going to be a viable play here on the Charlotte side of things. With there being no Terry Rozier, no LaMelo Ball. He should get some more run here. Pretty good fantasy point producer as far as how he's produced on a permanent basis on DraftKings this year. Let's go ahead and pull it up here. They're going to price at 4.9. He's been putting up 0.82 DK points per minute. So that's pretty solid production. He should get more minutes, more usage, and he's a 6-man off the bench, so he's another guy that I'd be looking to tonight for sure. And yeah, guys, if you're just hopping into the stream, make sure you go ahead and check out Parlay Play. Like I said, I already gave you my 2 picks, but pulling them up on the screen here today, feeling really good about these as far as my picks. Like I said, last night we went 1-1. We still doubled our bankroll. That's 2 $5 bets. We lost 1 $5 entries, I should say. I just keep using that wrong word, but $5 entries. And turn that into a quick $10, and when you factor in that I got 50% of them right and I doubled my profit, that makes me feel really good about the situation, and I think you guys should go ahead and check it out. Like I said, locking these 2 picks over here on Parlay Play. It's linked below in the description. I'm going to put it in the chat for you guys as well. All you have to do is go through this link and use, or you can use my promo code, KJK003. You're going to get 2 free, risk-free bets for $10, so you don't even have to put in a single dollar in to put these picks in, and we can start you winning some money tonight, building your bankroll over there, and I'm going to be putting my results on the screen just to let you guys know it is possible to win quite a bit of money over here, and I'm going to show you how we can do it. Gordon Hayward's going to be a great pick tonight with the Hornets being shorthanded. John Collins in a great matchup in that fast up-tempo game. The Hornets have been really bad. Christian Wood gets a bump up in usage with there being no Kevin Porter Jr. and Jonas Valanciunas. I got projected for way over 33 points, 33.5 points. He should be able to get there pretty easily, so I certainly do have interest in him tonight, and he's certainly a guy that I would be willing to lock in. As far as how you do that, I'll walk you through it. You go on over to Parlay Play. Like you can see, I already have those 2 picks locked in on my account, but what you would do is once you get to the home screen, you click on the little basketball icon. This is mobile friendly, so you can do it on your phone as well. Then you're going to click on the game that you want to go to. So my 2 picks, I'm going to go the Hawks Hornets in the first one. How you would lock this pick in, you'll see you can either do 2 picks, 3 picks, or 4 picks. You get 2 out of 2 for a 3 times payout. That's what I'm giving you guys for my picks right now. You can do 3 picks for 3 out of 3. You get a 6 times payout, or 4 picks, you get 10 times paid out for your money. So, you know, that's obviously, the more risky you get, the more money you can win if you want to go that route. For now, I'm just going to be giving you guys the 2 picks, trying to triple our money every pick that we do here. And I'm going to be putting in $5 on my picks. So, like I said, Trey Young. To switch the player, you hit that little shuffle button on him. So I'm going to go with the John Collins picks, and then to pick the type of points that you want to place your wager on, you go above the player. You can see it says points right now, so that would be real life points. I'm going to do the parlay points, which is similar to fantasy points, which is the third one down. So you would click that little button above the player's name, switch it to parlay points, take that over for John Collins. I'm going to switch Terry Rozier to Gordon Hayward. Switch that little shuffle button. Above him, I'm going to click the parlay points once again. Switch that to parlay points, and I'm going to take the over on that. And I like those picks a lot. Those are my two picks, over 27.5 for Gordon Hayward, over 28.5 for John Collins. Feeling very confident about those two picks. Go ahead and lock those in. Go over to Parlay Play. Use that link that I just put in the chat and triple up your money. So feeling real good about that. And once you hit the two picks, you just have to scroll down to the bottom. You can put in your entry, whatever one you want to risk. Like I said, for this segment, I'm going to be doing the $5. We already doubled our bankroll, so looking to continue to keep it up over there on Parlay Play. So looking forward to it. See if we have any questions in the chat, guys. I'll certainly answer it. Let's see. Who's your top cheap players for New Orleans Pelicans at Houston, the Claw says? Yeah, Claw, I know you play on DraftKings, so we can certainly talk about that on the Houston-New Orleans Pelicans game. My top cheap guys are going to be Eric Gordon. Josh Hart said it's questionable if he's out. I like Devontae Graham, Nickeil Alexander-Walker quite a bit as well. So those would be kind of my top value plays. And then the other guys you could be looking to would be a Garrett Temple and an Armani Brooks. If Garrett Temple is playing because there is indeed no Josh Hart, he becomes an intriguing value play. So he's someone that you could be looking to. So those would be my top value plays in that game. Marquise says, nah. I don't really know what you mean by that, Marquise, but okay. And it doesn't look like we have any more questions here, so if we do, let me know in the chat, but I don't think we do, so I'm just going to kind of continue keeping our eyes on the news. If you have any questions, I'll certainly answer them. I'm going to be hanging around till 5:30 is the plan, a half an hour before lock, and then I'm going to hop into the Discord chat, update all my premium projections. I do have a special offer over here on my Patreon packages this month for the Discord package. You can hop in here for only $1 for the entire month. If you want to head over patreon.com/KJK_DFS, that's linked below in the description. And only $1 to join the Discord chat. You can ask me questions all the way up until lock throughout the night, throughout the day, as far as your lineups. Oftentimes people will show me their lineup and ask, how I would change it. I'm helping them out. And obviously help them, win some money. So that's obviously the goal. If you want to hop in, become part of the KJK DFS community, would love to have you over there. You can also become a KJK DFS fan club member by clicking that join button below the video. That's going to give you top priority in the comments. The Claw says Eric Gordon or Gafford. I think I'll go with Eric Gordon on that one. Yeah, Eric Gordon grading out is a better play for me for sure. Well, I say that. Gafford's actually grading out as a better play for me right now. On an upside at his price tag aspect. So, apologies. I got to check myself there. I would go with Gafford. I'm just looking at my screen as I'm updating my projections and all that stuff. So I would go with Gafford for that one. Patrick says Nickeil Alexander-Walker is not. Yeah, I don't blame you if you don't want to play Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He's been below average. He hasn't been getting a lot of minutes as well. But I just think at 4.4 he could certainly surpass that price tag. And that's what I aim for in my tournament lineups. In my tournament lineups, I want my guy to play better than his price tag at the upside. Get the upside for his price tag. That's kind of how you come in the top. And I certainly think that Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a viable option to surpass his price tag by quite a large margin. So he's someone that I'd be looking to for sure. Anthony says, who are your favorite plays from the Hornets? My favorite plays from the Hornets? Well, my favorite play is going to be PJ Washington. He's my lock of the night if you didn't watch my video earlier. So he's going to be my top play from the Hornets. But honestly, a lot of these guys are really good plays. My top plays would be PJ Washington, Kelly Oubre, and Gordon Hayward. And they're my top plays because of their upside at their respective price tags. I think Miles Bridges could have a tremendous game as well. He's certainly a great play. It's just I think he's more appropriately priced. So I'm not getting quite as much exposure to him. I'm not quite as high on him just for that reason. But I certainly like all these guys. I like Miles Bridges. So if you're playing him, I wouldn't call you crazy whatsoever. He could go out there and have a big game. I just think that Gordon Hayward, Kelly Oubre, and PJ Washington are my favorite three plays on the Hornets at their respective price tag. I think that their upside could far blow away their price tag. So, that would be my approach there. Those would be my top 3 plays. The Claw says, smack that like button. Great content. I appreciate that, The Claw. Yeah, man, we're at 10 likes, trying to get to 20 likes on these live streams. So I appreciate your support. And I'll be answering all the questions you guys have. And The Claw also asked, Alexander Walker, Achiawa. I would definitely go Achiawa there. Achiawa is playing a bunch of minutes. He's one of my top value plays on the slate. Got him projected for 31 minutes right now. He's putting up 0.85 DK points per minute. He needs only 4,500. So he is a tremendous value play, and I would certainly go with him over Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's really not even close, to be honest. Alexander-Walker could outperform him, but from a base projection aspect, certainly like him. Colin says, KJK, my man, good stuff. No problem, Colin. Glad you're enjoying the content. Glad you're in the live stream. So, yeah, guys, but we're feeling pretty good. We got the confirmation that Cam Reddish is out. That's going to give a bump up. I'm going to do a little bit of an adjustment to my projections. Serge Way Moody says, wait, who's your lock of the night? My lock of the night is PJ Washington. PJ Washington is my lock of the night. Absolutely love him. He's too cheap on both websites. There's going to be a bunch of uses to go around on this Charlotte Hornets team. So he's going to be my lock of the night for sure. So I like PJ Washington a lot tonight. Jenna says, he means nah is the abbreviation for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Oh, I got you. I got you. So, yeah, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Never seen that one before, so I'm going to note that. The Claw says, Valanciunas or Wood? That's a tough one, man. I really like both of these guys. Like I said, for my parlay picks, my parlay play picks of the day, I have the over for both of them. So I like Christian Wood and Jonas Valanciunas a lot. I know that, the Claw, you play on DraftKings, so if I had to pick one of those guys, as far as the upside at their price tags, I would go with Jonas Valanciunas. He's just grading out as a better play at his price tag. He's 9K. As far as Christian Wood, he's 9.6. So Christian Wood's expensive tag is making me look Jonas Valanciunas a little bit more. However, you can make a counter argument. There's no Kevin Porter Jr., so Christian Wood's going to get a big bump up in usage in this one. So you can make a counter argument that you want to go with him for that reason. If that's your counter argument, that certainly makes a lot of sense. And I wouldn't call you crazy for that. So I think they're both great plays. And if you're asking me to pick one, I would go with Valanciunas, and I would go with Valanciunas at the upside for his price tag. But, yeah. Patrick says, can I play both Valanciunas and Wood together on FanDuel? Absolutely, you can. The only thing that you're doing, if you do that, is you're kind of sacrificing some cheaper plays that grade out as really good upside plays on FanDuel for their price tag if you go that route. One being PJ Washington, like you can only fit in a couple of these guys. So I like PJ Washington a lot as a cheaper play at the power forward position. I think Jayshawn Tate's a tremendous play for the Houston side of things. With there being no Kevin Porter Jr., I like John Collins. I like Pascal Siakam, Christian Wood as well. So those would probably be like my top 4 plays. Danilo Gallinari is a much more valid play now, though, with there being no Cam Reddish. He should get some more run. He saw 28 and 29 minutes the last 2 games out. So he's going to become a much more viable option. He's another guy you could be looking to over here on FanDuel. But I certainly think that you could play Christian Wood and Jonas Valanciunas. I like them a lot. I like Clint Capella. Daniel Gafford at 6K you could be playing. Precious Achiawa is a decent value play at 4.9. So that's some of the guys I'd be kind of locking in on over here on FanDuel at the power forward and center position. Colin says, what are the Rockets' projected starters? The projected starters for the Rockets are as follows. We have Armani Brooks, Eric Gordon, Garrison Matthews, Jayshawn Tate, and Christian Wood. So that's not confirmed. That's just the projected lineup, but that is what we're working with for a projected lineup right now as far as they're concerned. So that's the projected lineup right now. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any more questions. I don't think we've got any more news. Like we said, Trae Young and Kevin Huerter are game time decisions. That's certainly some very big news that we're going to have to keep our eyes on. So that's obviously, something to take note of here. But other than that, we're feeling pretty confident. We got most of our news. We got confirmation on the Raptors lineup that we kind of already knew. Like I said, I got my picks for parlay play locked in over here as far as my picks of the day. You can see my contest. We're doing that KJK DFS Bankroll Challenge, the $5 entry. We're going to 3x our entry for both of these. I have the John Collins over parlay points, Gordon Hayward over parlay points, Christian Wood over parlay points, and Jonas Valanciunas over parlay points. As long as we get one of those right, we're guaranteed to profit. So that's obviously a great thing. And last night, we got 50% of our picks right, and we doubled our bankroll. So that's obviously fun. And just keep in mind, we could do you can do more money for the sake of this challenge. I think I'm going to keep it to $5. If you guys want me to ramp that up and maybe do like $10 or something, I'm open to feedback. Maybe just let me, play what I would actually place myself on them. I would be okay with that. But I just figured for the sake of showing that we can turn a small amount of money into a larger amount of money and not risking a lot of money would be kind of an impressive feat that you guys would enjoy following along with, only placing like $5 a night. So it's just a nice little fun challenge that I figured that we could try out here. And I'm open to any feedback on it. Jenna says, do you think Capella will have an easy matchup? I'm thinking of playing him. Yeah, I think Capella has a great matchup. I think the Charlotte Hornets front court isn't good at all defensively. As a matter of fact, pulling up my premium content over here on my Patreon package and looking at my defensive half court and putbacks tool that you can acquire if you become a KJK DFS premium member. Looking at the Charlotte Hornets, they are 22nd in the league in half-court points per play allowed, 27th in offensive rebounding percentage given up, and 27th in putbacks per miss rank. So they're allowing a lot of putbacks, a lot of offensive boards, and a lot of points. So that's obviously very good for Mr. Clint Capella in this matchup tonight. So I certainly do like Clint Capella in this matchup, and if you want to play him, I think that's a great play. So yeah, that would be that's a yes from me as far as wanting to play Clint Capella. Certainly have no issues with you going to him on this slate tonight. Marcus asks, DJ Augustine projected minutes. That's a good question. What do I have DJ Augustine projected for, I guess is what you're asking. Let's see. DJ Augustine for Houston. Right now, I've got DJ Augustine projected for 18 minutes. 18 minutes is what I got Mr. DJ Augustine projected for. So, yeah, I'm not really too high on DJ Augustine. I'd much rather pivot to Brooks, personally. I think that Brooks has kind of taken over that role in Houston. I think they're willing to give him a lot more minutes. So, Armani Brooks would be my preference there between DJ Augustine and him. Unless we get confirmation that they're going with someone else or something like that. But I'm certainly going to have quite a bit of interest in Armani Brooks and DJ Augustine. I think it's going to be taking a little bit of a backseat for me on this slate tonight. So that'd be kind of my approach there. And how I would be splitting up those two guys' minutes and my priorities. So hopefully that answers your question loud and clear. The Claw asks, Capella or John Collins? Capella or John Collins? I know you're over there on DraftKings. Let's see here. I think I would lean with going... keep in mind, I'm answering this the upside at their respective price tags. And I would lean John Collins for that reason. But I like both of them. Clint Capella is not too far behind him. If we do get confirmation that Trae Young's sitting or Kevin Huerter's sitting, that could certainly give them a bigger bump up in usage, and we could be taking a harder look to them. So that's certainly worth keeping your eyes on. Make sure you're keeping an eye on that news, because that's obviously it's a big piece of news there. So. And it looks like we have a little bit of a lag on my end, so I apologize for that once again. This seems to be an issue that's been happening the last couple of days on my live streams. I'm not really sure why. I did a bunch of testing before I went live today, and everything was running great. And now it's kind of not acting too nice on me. So hopefully that doesn't keep happening. So apologies for the lag, but I think you guys can all hear me clear, so I can still answer all your questions, and we'll just roll with the punches here. Colin says, thoughts on Hayward for DK? I love Gordon Hayward tonight. I took him as the over on my parlay picks. I like him on DraftKings. I like him on FanDuel. So I give you the full approval to be playing Gordon Hayward on both websites. I like him on DraftKings. I like him on FanDuel. And yeah, I think it's a great play. So if you want to go with Gordon Hayward, I think that certainly makes sense in your tournament lineups tonight. Going to be a great play. So I do like Gordon Hayward quite a bit. All right, guys, let me know if you have any more questions in the chat. I'll be hanging out for another half an hour if you guys have a bunch of questions, going over a bunch of stuff, trying to make us some money for sure. Go ahead and lock in your parlay play picks if you haven't yet already. Like I said, I like the John Collins over, the Gordon Hayward over for parlay points for each of them. That you can 3x your money if you put those two guys in that first game, and then you can 3x your money as well if you go and do the Christian Wood over and Jonas Valanciunas over. And I'm feeling real confident about that. I've been really liking these picks because my projection model has had these guys projected for way more. Like, just to give you an idea of what I have these guys projected for right now from a base projection aspect, Jonas Valanciunas, I have absolutely crushing his. I have him up to 42 points in my projections. He's only for 33.5, so that's free money on parlay play. And I also like Christian Wood to surpass his by quite a bit. I have him projected for 36. His line's only set to 29.5. So I think that those two picks are going to be tremendous, easy money. And then also the John Collins, Gordon Hayward, like I said, John Collins, I got projected for 34 points. His line's only at 28.5. And Gordon Hayward, I have projected for 33 points, and his line's only 27.5. So really like the over here on Parlay Play. You can go ahead and sign up using my link that I'm going to put in the chat right now. You get 2 risk-free bets, guys. It's free money. Just go ahead and lock in my picks. You'll be building your bankroll from the start. You get 2 free risk-free $5 bets. You don't have to risk a single penny. So as I always tell people in daily fantasy sports, you want to go where they're offering these type of offers, because sites like FanDuel and DraftKings no longer offer this kind of thing. When they first came around, they offered free money to try to get customers. Now they have so many customers, they don't really offer this good of value. So you certainly want to take advantage of this stuff on websites when you can. Parlay Play, my sponsor, obviously I love them. I know there's some other sites that are offering some really good offers as well, though. So just take advantage on all of the websites that are offering these kind of deals, because that's going to be how you're going to build your bankroll up. Take advantage of the free money while you can. And like I said, I think the format's really fun to play. I'm having a bunch of fun with it. And more importantly, I think it's pretty simple that I can just compare my projections to the line and feel pretty good about the overs. And like I said, I like locking in the parlay play points because they can get there if they get like assists, points, rebounds. They have so many different avenues of getting there that I'm feeling pretty confident about that. Anthony says 2v2, Gafford and Hayward or Capella and Ish Smith, DK Cash. Well, we're still waiting to see if Ish Smith is going to start, man. So I'm not quite sure on that one, but I'll give you the answer for what I have right now. For my projections, I'm going to guess I'm going to be going with, for cash games, I'm going to go with Ish Smith and Capella. For tournaments, I think I'd rather go with Gafford and Gordon Hayward, though, to be honest with you. I'm a tournament player, so I kind of have that tournament player mindset. So it kind of takes me a second to adjust when I'm answering cash questions, but that'd be my answer there. All right, guys, we got the confirmation on the Cam Reddish news. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of an update to my projections over here. While I do, you can go ahead and lock in your parlay play picks. I'll be answering any questions you guys have in the chat, though. So certainly ask any questions you have. I'll be getting them. FanDuel, DraftKings, I can get to that. Put these parlay play picks up on the screen. You just got to head over there, use code KJK003, lock in the over for the Hayward Collins game in that Hornets Hawks game, and lock in the over for the Christian Wood Jonas Valanciunas. I already placed mine, and we're just going to keep building our bankroll over there. Feeling really good about it. And I'm going to make an adjustment to my projections right now with that news that Cam Reddish is out. Kind of find out how that's going to be impacting my exposures. And I'll be answering any questions you guys have on that. Okay. So, doesn't look like we have any more questions. Let's see. As far as the latest update on my projections. Guessing I'm going to like Danilo Gallinari a lot more would be my guess. I'm going to have confirmation here in a second, but that would certainly be my guess because he's probably going to get the biggest bump up here with these guys being ruled out. And then, like I said, you could probably be taking a harder look to a... who am I trying to say here? DeLon Wright. DeLon Wright's the other guy that you could also be certainly taking a hard look to now that we got confirmation that there is no Cam Reddish. I do think that those guys are going to be getting a bump up quite a bit in their usage rates. So those would be the guys that I'm certainly focusing in on. And like I said, I will have an update for you any second now when I'm doing these updates for my projections. If you have any questions in the chat, please do ask them. Looks like we have 14 likes on this stream right now. If you guys could go ahead and hit that like button, that would be greatly appreciated. We're aiming for 20 likes on all of these live streams. If you guys could help me get to that goal, that would be awesome. And I'm going to be giving you guys the picks to help you win some money in your daily fantasy sports lineups tonight on all these streams, all my videos. That's, of course, the goal. And my lock of the night, if you're just tuning in or if you didn't watch my video earlier, my lock of the night is Mr. PJ Washington. So PJ Washington is my lock of the night on both websites. I really like him quite a bit. So he's going to be the guy that I'm certainly wanting to get a lot of exposure to. I'm going to have him in all of my lineups, and I would recommend that you have him in yours as well. Love PJ Washington tonight. Claus says, Washington, Hayward, Jr., or Oubre. Dude, I like all those plays, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm not even going to answer that. Just try to blend them into your lineups the best that you can would be my suggestion. You could play all three of them and feel really confident about it. Achiawa or Gallinari, I'm going to answer that for you in 1 second. I'm going to guess I'm still going to go with Achiawa. Achiawa's minutes floor is just really high. Like, he's playing a bunch of minutes, so I still think that I'm going to be going with him there. But like I said, let me refresh this real quick on DraftKings. Let's see. Yeah, Achiawa. Achiawa is my very top value on DraftKings tonight. He's only 4,500. DeLon Wright gets a big bump up for me with there being no Cam Reddish. He's only 3,600. So DeLon Wright, the guy that I was just talking about debating on getting more exposure to, especially on DraftKings. Really going to like DeLon Wright now. Now that we got confirmation there is no Cam Reddish. So he's someone that just got a big bump up for me in my projections. Danilo Gallinari is a much better play for me now as well. Not as good of a play as DeLon Wright at the respective price tags, but I like both of them. And then looking over on FanDuel, DeLon Wright got a pretty hefty bump up for me as well over there. Armani Brooks, expect to start for Houston, decent play. Ish Smith, obviously going to be a great value play on both websites. So Ish Smith, someone that you could certainly be getting some exposure to in your lineups as well. But I'm not going to lie, I do think that Ish Smith might be my top fade from the Charlotte side of things. I just think he probably gets a bunch of ownership as a starter. He's the cheapest. And like I said, I think my favorite three guys on the Charlotte side is going to be, at their respective price tags, Gordon Hayward, Kelly Oubre, and PJ Washington on both websites. Miles Bridges is going to be a tremendous play as well. It's just he's priced up, way more appropriately on both websites for his output. So I'm not getting quite as excited to play him for that reason. He's obviously a tremendous play. If he goes out there and puts up like 60 points or something and has a crazy game, it's not going to matter that he's priced the most up. But if he just has an average game, like let's say he puts up 40 points tonight, has a decent game, but doesn't do anything too crazy, I'm not going to be too happy with that at his price tag. I'd much rather get that 40 out of a Kelly Oubre, a Gordon Hayward, a PJ Washington. So that would be my recommended approach there. The clause says, is playing both Eric Gordon and Gafford in single entry a bad idea? No, I don't think that's a bad idea, man. I don't hate it. I certainly would be prioritizing the Charlotte Hornets players the most out of anyone we've discussed, but no, I don't hate that at all if you want to go there. Certainly not a bad idea for you. All right, guys, go hit that like button. We got 15 likes right now, trying to get up to 20 likes. Go ahead and head on over to Parlay Play. Like I said, lock in those picks. I don't know why, but I am just having a blast playing this right now. I think it's a nice switch up from the constant grind of the lineups on DraftKings and FanDuel. Like, I'm having a lot of fun playing Parlay Play. So, like I said, these are my two picks. The John Collins over, the Gordon Hayward over Parlay Points, Christian Wood, Jonas Valanciunas over Parlay Points. And for some reason, I'm just having a really fun time tracking my live scoring over here. It's got a nice little green bar similar to all the other things as far as tracking your scoring. But you can go ahead and get to the top of the leaderboards, join me. And there is a free play as well tomorrow night over here. So joining this free play. I already hopped in and put mine in. I just clicked on a bunch of random things. I haven't actually put my picks together yet. I just did it to reserve my entries. So don't, Joel Embiid 26 to 29 points. That's not exactly my actual pick. I'll give you guys my first 3 picks tomorrow. I always try to help you out over here. But there is also a free play, so check that out. The class has best single entry players. Well, certainly the Charlotte Hornets guys. I mean, you take 2 heavy usage guys out of the equation that played a lot of minutes, LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier. That's going to make Gordon Hayward, Kelly Oubre, PJ Washington tremendous plays. As far as my other single entry guys, I like Christian Wood a lot. Jonas Valanciunas a lot. So obviously those 2 guys I'd certainly recommend you putting in your single entries. On the Washington side of things, Siakam, Van Vliet, Scotty Barnes, all going to be getting big minutes. You could certainly play them. Gary Trent Jr. is priced very reasonably. I'm just not quite as high on them because it's the slowest paced game on the slate, and we're dealing with a situation where Charlotte's just, obviously with all these injuries, going to be a bunch more usage. And especially if we get confirmation that there's a bunch of guys out in this Atlanta game, that's going to just make it an even better spot. So this Atlanta game, Clint Capella, Trae Young, all that kind of stuff, they could become much better plays. Patrick says, FanDuel, Armani Brooks or DeLon Wright? That's a good question. I would probably go with DeLon Wright at this point. I think you got to go with DeLon Wright now that we got confirmation that... That's tough, man. I don't know. Armani Brooks does get the edge for me in my projections. They're both going to be good plays. They both put up the exact same fantasy points per minute, 0.83 fantasy points per minute. If we get confirmation that Armani Brooks is indeed starting for Houston, that's going to make me feel a lot better about him. We haven't got confirmation on that yet, so that's certainly something to keep your eyes on. But I like both those plays, man. My projections tell me Armani Brooks, so I'm going to give you Armani Brooks, but that's really close. On FanDuel, you get the 3 points for blocks and steals is the thing, and Armani Brooks is much more scoring-reliant player, whereas DeLon Wright can get a lot of blocks and steals, specifically steals. So while my projections are telling me to play Armani Brooks, I think that's the reason I'm leaning in my head towards going DeLon Wright. DeLon Wright last time out, 29 minutes, he had 3 steals. That's a quick 9 points for you over on that FanDuel format. So my projections say Armani Brooks. If you're playing on FanDuel, to be honest with you, I think my gut would say to play DeLon Wright. So I don't mean to contradict myself on you, Patrick, but that's my honest answer there. I would go with DeLon Wright. You're a premium member, you know that. So if you go on over to the projections that you have access to, which I'm sure you're on this, I think I can see that you're on the screen right now. You'll be able to see. I do have Armani Brooks graded out as a slight better play, but with the scoring format and with Armani Brooks being a lot more scoring reliant, I think I'd rather play him on DraftKings, whereas DeLon Wright I'd rather play on FanDuel. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any more questions. I'll gladly answer them. Looks like we got 15 likes. If you could hit that like button, that would be greatly appreciated. Trying to get up to 20 likes on the live stream. So if you could do that, that would be awesome. And I appreciate you joining into the live stream today. IDA says, DJ Augustine, question mark. Yeah, man, we're waiting on the confirmation on the starting lineup. I would lean towards going with Brooks over DJ Augustine right now. Brooks has been a better fantasy point producer. I think that he's kind of won the job of getting more minutes than DJ Augustine in Houston. So I am leaning towards going Armani Brooks right now, to be honest with you. But I certainly think that they're both viable plays for you. You could certainly go to them. But yeah, I would certainly lean towards going with Brooks. He said DJ Augustine's 3K. Yeah, he is 3K. I just think his minutes and his upside somewhat limited. Even though he's 3K, for that reason, certainly. He put up 17 DraftKings points last time out. That's very good. But if you look at his production overall, let's see, he's priced at 3K. I'll pull it up on the screen for you guys as far as the DraftKings point per minute production for him this year. DJ Augustine is putting up 0.68 DK points per minute. Whereas if you just go ahead and play his teammate, in Armani Brooks, who's priced up a little bit more than him, but not too much at 3.7. He's putting up 0.84 DK points per minute. So there's a huge difference there in the production. I would definitely lean towards going with Brooks for that reason. And, you know, that's my reasoning. That's why I like him a little bit more. And that's why I would go with him. All right, guys, if you have any more questions, please let me know in the chat. But other than that, I might head out here. It looks like my stream is struggling once again, so I apologize for that. I'm not sure what's going on here. These last couple days, my connection has been struggling. So I apologize for that. It's very frustrating for me. Hopefully you guys don't care all that much because it's really bothering me. But just going to try to get through it, and I'll answer all your questions that you guys have. The class says best guard under 4,300 on DraftKings. The best guard at under 4,300 on DraftKings for me is going to be probably Armani Brooks. 3,700. I really like Armani Brooks. I like Armani Brooks over DJ Augustine, like I just said. So I think a lot of people are going to be wanting to go to DJ Augustine because of his cheap price tag. I've gotten that a lot. We are still waiting on confirmation on who's going to officially start in this game. But I would lean towards going with Armani Brooks. The class says it's not lagging for me. That's fantastic. If it's not, that's great. It looks like it's really struggling on my end. So if it's coming through clear to you guys, that would make me very happy because it's telling me it's not doing too hot right now on my end. So I've been trying to fix it throughout the stream. It's been a little up and down. But if you can see me clear, hear me clear, that is great. 16 likes, guys. That's awesome. Thank you for all the support. Really appreciate it. Patrick says, we appreciate the live stream. Yeah, Patrick, I appreciate your support, man. I'm really enjoying these live streams. It's much more interactive than the pre-recorded content. I like doing the pre-recorded content too, my segments, you know, the lock of the night, all that fun stuff, which if you're just tuning in. And it looks like my stream's back up to healthy now on my end, so that is great. If it can stay that way, that'd make me happy. The clause says, Brooks or Caldwell Pope? I would definitely go with Brooks. That's not even a question. On my end, I like Armani Brooks way more than him. Way more than Caldwell Pope. I say way more. Caldwell Pope does have a bit of a higher ceiling in minutes, I think, though. So if you want to go with him, it's not crazy. I do like Armani Brooks a lot more from a projection aspect. But I guess saying way more might be an exaggeration. It's not too much of a difference. But it's a difference. We're talking about, you know, probably like half a point in the multiplier metric that I use for my projections, which is factor in how much they're going to multiply their projected salary by. So, the class says best player under 5,200. Best player under 5,200. Let's see here. Best player under 5,200 for me would be Daniel Gafford at 5-1. From a raw projection aspect. From an upside at their price tag perspective, I like Precious Achiawa a lot at 4-5. So, Gafford and Achiawa would be the two guys that come to mind there. If you are looking for someone on the cheaper end. And hopefully we get this news on Trae Young and Kevin Huerter soon. Just keep on your toes because that's obviously going to be a big piece of news. H-Dog asks, Eric Gordon and PJ Washington tonight, question mark. Yeah, I love PJ Washington. PJ Washington is my lock of the night. If you're new to the channel, every video that I do, if you didn't watch my video earlier, I give you guys a lock of the night, and PJ Washington is my lock of the night tonight. Absolutely love PJ Washington. So if he's my lock of the night, there's a reason for that. Eric Gordon, I do think it's a pretty good mid-range value play as well. So yeah, I certainly give you the full go on both of those guys. All right, guys, I'm going to be hanging around for another 10 minutes. You can go ahead and check out my Patreon content over here on Patreon. You can hop in the Discord package for only $1 all month of December. Trying to give back to you guys holiday season. Really do appreciate the support. We're up to 16 likes on the live stream. If we can get that up to 20, that would be awesome. Really appreciate it, guys. And like I said, you get the $1 Over here, you can also go out and check out Parlay Play. I already gave you guys my picks on the live stream, but in case you're just tuning in and you didn't see, I will go ahead and show you my picks for that. Starting bankroll of $10. We're 1-1 after our picks last night. We went 1 for 1, and we still doubled our bankroll. 2 $5 plays. We won on one. We tripled it to $15. We lost on the other, so we lost $5 there. But at the end of the night, we ended up with $10 more than we started with our starting bankroll. We're going to keep building on this, and you can go ahead and join me on this. All you got to do is head on over to Parlay Play. Use my link. I'm going to put it in the chat right now, or use code KJK003. You get $10 risk-free bets as soon as you join. $10 risk-free entries, so you can go ahead and just place these picks that we're talking about on these streams. Build your bankroll, and head on over to Parlay Play. I'm really enjoying the format, guys. It's a really fun format. There's all sorts of different stuff you can do that I haven't even brought up on the stream because I'm just trying to stick to that 2 picks and stay disciplined. But if you're trying to get really risky, you could also do a bunch of crazy stuff over here. If you go to the Hawks-Hornets game, like let's say you want to win 10 times your money, you got to get 4 picks right, so you could pick 4 different guys in this game. With Terry Rozier being hurt, I don't think it's really possible to put together a 4-man pick in this particular game, unfortunately. Kevin Huerter is ruled in right now, so we just got confirmation on that. And you can also do, there's 2 different type of games over here. So they have the more or less at the top, which is what I've been playing, but they also have hit it, which you can guess the exact point range or the exact rebound range. So, for example, if you guess like between 23 to 26 points for Trae Young, you can get a 6 times payout at the bottom here. So it's fun stuff, guys. You get 2 out of 2 correct. You get, for instance, if I were to put in $5, if I got 2 out of 2 correct, I would win $30. If I got 1 out of 2 correct, I'd win $10. And if I got 0 out of 2, I could still get the $2.50 back, so I don't lose all my money. But go ahead and check it out. It's a fun format. But honestly, my best advice would be to lock in my picks. I spend a lot of time making sure that those picks are good picks for you guys. So lock those in over on Parlay Play. And today's picks are the Gordon Hayward over, John Collins over, Christian Wood over, and Jonas Valanciunas over. And you can do that with your risk-free money. And we just got confirmation that both Trae Young and Kevin Huerter are available to play. So that's perfect timing. We got confirmation on both those guys. They are both in. They should both have a bunch of upside in this fast, up-tempo environment. So I certainly think that they're going to be decent plays to run back in this game. And Kevin Huerter, certainly going to be the top option now that there is no Cam Reddish. Kevin Huerter should get a lot of minutes, a lot of run at 5-2 on DraftKings over on FanDuel as well. He becomes a pretty intriguing play for us in our fantasy lineups tonight. For sure. Gallinari, DeLon Wright, and Kevin Huerter all going to get a bump up in usage. All going to get a bump up in minutes. And all viable plays here. So, certainly making sense to me to play some Gallinari, some Kevin Huerter, some DeLon Wright in your fantasy lineups tonight. Obviously, Cody Martin as well on the Charlotte side. So those are some cheap guys that you could be getting some exposure to and feeling pretty confident about. The class says Kevin Huerter, Eric Gordon, Cody Martin, Gallinari. I like all those guys. I don't know if you're asking me to pick my favorite. But yeah, I like all those guys. My favorite on DraftKings, just to help you out, out of those guys would be, let's see, who'd you list here? Huerter, Gordon, Martin, or Gallinari? Gallinari. Gallinari would be my favorite for upside at his price tag. As far as from a raw projection aspect, I think I like him quite a bit as well. So, yeah, I like Gallinari a lot on DraftKings at his price tag. All right, guys, going to be hanging around for about 5 more minutes. Please ask any questions that you guys have in the chat, and I'll gladly answer them. Then I'm going to hop out of here, update my projections, update my core plays. If you become a premium member over on Patreon, you can get access to my projections, my core plays, all of my sheets as well. You get access to my projections, data sheet, player stats, team stats, play context stats, core plays, injury impact sites. The play context, you get half-court stats, putback stats, transition stats, all that stuff. It's all color-coded to be very easy to follow so that you can pick the top plays for your lineup. And yeah, so for instance, my core plays, you can see here, if I pull it up, DraftKings and FanDuel, I'm going to give you my 3 favorite guard core plays, my 3 favorite forward core plays, and my 3 favorite center core plays. And I do that on every slate for FanDuel and DraftKings. So no matter what website you're playing on, you can just hop over here. I get a lot of questions in the chat, like which guys would you be building your lineups around? Well, you can just head on over to the Discord chat, ask me that question, but you can also just head on over to this tab where I list my core plays. And that's the easiest way to determine who I'm really high on, because I put my 3 favorite plays at each position. The guard position, the forward position, and the center position on both websites. So looks like our questions are starting to die down here. I think I might head out. If you did enjoy the content, if you could please leave a like on the live stream, that would be greatly appreciated. I appreciate you tuning in to the live stream tonight. And looking to win some money tonight. Hopefully you guys can capitalize, win some money as well. And use some of the picks that we went over during the stream to do so. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Wish you all the best of luck tonight. Make sure that you're playing plenty of PJ Washington in your lineups, because he is my lock of the night. Get a lot of PJ Washington exposure. I think you're going to have a good night, win yourself some money.